19 minutes to 8. Becoming a mother is often described as one of the happiest moments of a woman's life, but one new mother in 5 develops some form of mental health issue during pregnancy or in the months after childbirth.
A new study of the effects of maternal depression and anxiety says there isn't enough support for sufferers, and a lack of services will cost the NHS £8 billion.
Well, we've got 3 stories for you, 3 experiences of mothers who've had problems. Abby Sherrod, Ruth Natalie and Natalie Nuttall.
Bag. It's a sleeping bag, isn't it? Like when you go camping. How I was feeling wasn't right. It wasn't what you kind of expect to feel.
Am I a good mum? And that was the thing that kept going through my head. Am I actually a good mum? Am I doing the right thing for my child?
I can't say that there wasn't a time when I didn't really feel unwell, probably after the birth of my child.
I would have never have harmed Amber, but I wanted to get out of my life. I wanted to kind of return back to where I was before I'd had her.
At times I felt quite desperate, and I did have a bit of a disconnection with my baby initially, which was so frightening, really frightening.
Snip that bit.
Snip that bit there.
There isn't a rule book and there's nobody telling you how you should feel. And it's knowing, you need to know that the feelings that you're having are completely normal, and there's no one really there to tell you that.
It's not just depression, it gets labelled as postnatal depression, but it's also anxiety, and in the extreme it can be psychosis as well.
Do you want me to fix it? You do need to know about it, and you do need to know what might come and how you might feel. And I think a bit more emphasis on actually where the support is. So, okay, have these leaflets, you might not need them, but if you do need them, that's where you can go to get the help.
You don't see a light at the end of the tunnel when you're in the middle of it, and it's very important to know from other people who've experienced it that there is, you know, an end to it. With the right support, you can and will get better.
And many thanks to Abby and Ruth and Natalie for telling us their stories. Lots of you getting in touch this morning. Thank you very much as well. Sally Hogg is from the Maternal Mental Health Alliance, which is committed to improving the mental health and well-being of women in pregnancy and after birth. And it's a difficult time, isn't it? Because so many people, and we've had this reflected in all the emails, many of the emails and texts we're getting, say, oh, how brilliant, what a great time for you, but it's not necessarily how all mothers feel, is it?
No, and actually most mothers at some point in their pregnancy or after having a new baby will have a bit of a tough time, and then what we want to highlight as the Maternal Mental Health Alliance is actually between 10 and 20% of those mums will actually have a mental illness. And because there's all this pressure in society to look like you're coping and to talk about this joyous time, actually we don't allow mums to say, hang on, I need a bit of help here.
What sort of support then do you think women should expect compared to what they're actually offered?
Well, different mums have different levels of need. So for all mums, they need a good relationship with a midwife, where the midwife actually asks them, how are you feeling? And stops and listens to that answer. And that's just a basic level. But then beyond that, there'll be mums who have mental health problems who need quite specialist support. And what our reports and our work have shown is that actually in 40% of areas of the country, there aren't specialist services.
It's an interesting sort of question as well, because when do you know it is a problem that you need to go and see somebody about, and when you are just having a bad day?
Well, that's where midwives can really help mums. So offering that reassurance, but also keeping an eye on and having the skills to detect where actually this isn't just hormones or tiredness, but this mum has a real problem. There are also some early warning signs. So, for example, if a woman has had a mental health problem in the past, then she might be more likely to get a problem, and so she should be getting more specialist care in pregnancy too.
We had a number of people get in touch with us this morning with their issues. One mum said, I really struggled to bond with my baby for months. Even though I asked for help, I didn't get it. Big life change, lack of sleep, crazy hormones can lead you to thinking irrationally and can stop you being yourself. I suppose it's happens a lot.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of these mums that we're talking about experience, and they need that reassuring voice from someone who really understands what they're going through and can offer them support. And too often things are just dismissed as being tiredness or hormones when they're actually something serious that needs treatment. And the really positive bit of this story is that actually we can treat a lot of these problems, we can prevent a lot of that harm, but that needs services to be in there early and for us to identify which mums need support.
One other point that people are making, Lindsay, for example, I've got a boy, I went to the doctors feeling down, all they gave me was some antidepressants, no other help offered or explained.
Yeah, and we hear that time and time again. Actually, even in areas of the country where there are some really good support services, often GPs don't know about that. They're not plugged into those services, and so mums will be turned away with just antidepressants.
And right now, if somebody's watching us and they're sort of feeling like that, what's the first call they make?
To your midwife or health visitor is the start of 10, because they can talk to you about how you're feeling, and then they should know what's available in the local area to direct you. But if you don't feel comfortable talking to those people, there are some great helplines as well.
Okay. And Sally, you're 8 months pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. Everything's good?
Yeah, all good
All
with
right.
me. I've been very lucky.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Good luck with that.
Yes, good luck.
Thank you.